again, if you don't know this case, all right, I'm going to give you kind of a breakdown of what we know so far. So, Crystal, who's in the chat, has been doing an excellent job letting me know any updates on this Madalina Cojocari case. Now, I want to give you kind of the background of the mother first. So, again, Madalina has been missing since Thanksgiving time, about November 22nd or 3rd. Let me look at the timeline. Here we go. Let's just pull up the news article and then we'll open up the arrest because these parents have been arrested. And again, I want to clarify that Madalina's mother is her biological mother, and the stepfather, his name is Christopher James. I'm not sure about anything related to the biological father. I believe he is in Moldova, where the mother is from and where Madalina's from. All right, so here's the story, guys. All right, let's just start from the beginning. Oh, that's Lena. What am I doing? That's Lena Kill, which I'm working on, by the way. Very hard. There's a lot of things that are coming out with her, like the footage at the playground that she was at. We're gonna get into that on the next live, but we're talking about Madalina, and it's weird. I just keep finding things about this damn mom specifically that's just, I don't know what to tell y'all. I just don't know what to tell y'all, except for what I found. Some of it's like in the news and some of it isn't. Like, for instance, the mother was in a weight loss like show in Moldova. Anyway, we'll get to that. So this is the last video ever taken of Madalina Cojocari. Again, 11-year-old from Cornelius, North Carolina. That's where she lived. Let's take a look. Hey, Whistle, why you lurk? Happy holidays.
Lowell Rose. Lowell, you poured over that arrest sheet from court today, giving a pretty detailed timeline. So take us to the beginning.
That's right. Madalina Cojocari was missing for 22 days before things escalated to police. And today, we found out the details into the claims on why the mother said she waited and the details into the night she was last seen.
Law enforcement has a great deal of information in front of them. They're constantly working through and constantly digging through to find more tips and leads. But at the end of the day, the bottom line is we don't know where this young lady is.
An arrest sheet shows the twists and turns investigators are dealing with in the search for 11-year-old Madalina Cojocari. Diana Cojocari told the school resource officer on December 15th Madalina was missing after being questioned about the child's whereabouts. The mother said her daughter was last seen Wednesday, November 23rd, when Madalina went to bed. Diana stated her and her husband, Christopher Palmer, argued that night, and the next morning, he drove to his family's house in Michigan to recover some items. According to the report, the mother checked on Madalina around 11:30 a.m. on November 24th and noticed she was not in her room. Cojocari waited 2 days until her husband returned from Michigan before asking if he knew where Madalina was. The documents state he did not know and asked the mother the same question. The officer asked Diana why.
Okay, so the officer was like, bruh, what are you doing? Where is your child, right? Why did you not report Madalina missing? And she was worried it might start a fight with Christopher James, who is the stepfather. Now, I want to show you a picture so that you don't get confused. They recently they have a mugshot but they also had a court appearance. This is the mother, Madalina Cojocari, and this is Christopher James, the stepfather. It's right here. This guy. Doesn't seem like they're in good spirits. However, their Facebook would suggest otherwise, as well as some of the updates that the mother, Diana, put on one of her apps. I can't remember. It's like Facebook, but it's from a different country. I can't remember what it's called. But she posted pictures after she last saw Madalina. So we'll get into the actual arrest of both of them here in a minute.
She did not report Madalina missing until now. Diana stated she was worried it might start a conflict between her and Christopher. At that time, the resource officer contacted the husband to meet at the school and requested assistance from 2 detectives. On Thursday, December 15th, Chris Palmer stated that on 11/23/2022, he left his residence to make a trip to Michigan to pick up items. He advised that he did not see Madalina the day he left and believed the last time he saw her was a week before his trip. According to the documents, when the husband returned from Michigan on November 26, he asked Diana if she had hidden Madalina, and Diana asked if Chris had hidden Madalina, and they both said no. Chris did not.
Y'all, did you hear that? Christopher James, the stepfather, went to Michigan, where he's from, on the 23rd, came back 3 days later on the 26th. And they're like, we don't know where she went. Did you hide her? No. Did she hide her? No. Then why don't you know where your child is? Are you trying to say that she was abducted or not? Or that she ran away or not? Like, they're not saying anything. They're just saying, we don't know. And then we didn't want to fight about it. So we just didn't do anything. Come on now, make it make sense. That makes 0 sense. Y'all know damn well where this child is. And if you didn't, you would have called police immediately. So where is she? That's all I'm going to say. I don't even want to argue about, well, maybe she does know or doesn't know. No, they know. We're going to establish that from the jump. I'm not going to argue with anybody about it. We need their family to jump on this and say, where is Madalina? Where is she and what happened? And so we're going to get to that because the family members write a letter to the public through the FBI, and we'll read that. It's so bizarre to me. I know that some people do things differently in when they're from other countries, like their culture is a little different in the way that they do things. But this is bizarre. I've never seen anything like this. So, all right.
Report her missing to the police at that time. The arrest sheet shows Chris talked to Diana several times about Madalina's whereabouts over the 3 weeks, and both said they didn't know. During that time, neither reported Madalina missing to police.
Each case is different from the other. They each have their own twists and turns, and that's why it's very difficult at times for law enforcement to put the pieces together.
Now, today in court, the mother's bond was set to $250,000, but the state expressed extreme concerns should this mother be released from custody. This after prosecutors said she hindered the investigation several times. Now, if she is released from custody, she will have to wear an electronic monitor. Reporting live in Cornelius, Lowell Rose, WBTV, on your side.
Lowell, thank you.
Okay, so she
Some
has
folks
to.
say don't call it a comeback,
looks good.
but when the sizzling savory
Sorry. Wow. So they didn't report her this whole time, right? Now what? Like, now what are they doing? Well, they're doing searches. They went and searched for her. And I'll show you where. It's Lake Norman, but they call it Lake Cornelius because it's in Cornelius, North Carolina. But it's called Lake Norman. And it's only about depending on the traffic, 6 to 12-minute drive, right? So they went to this little area over here to go look for her. There's also footage of them looking and taking pictures, like the FBI and I think they call it SBI and the state police were going in there and taking photos, just like when you saw, when Leilani Simon said that little one was abducted. Quentin Simon was abducted when he wasn't. Same situation. And you saw the flashes at night when they were taking pictures in the room. It looked almost so eerily similar with her case, with Madalina's case. So it's only about 12 minutes. So they searched there. They're searching inside the home. They searched in the backyard. They had shovels walking in and out. And we'll take a look at that here in a minute. But it doesn't look good to me. It does not look good. So let me pull up the last known footage of Madalina and where it conflicts when the mother states that she saw her last before bedtime. But she gave the description of what she was wearing on the bus. So why wouldn't she be in pajamas? So that's kind of one of the things that I was questioning. Like, it doesn't make any sense to me. Why wouldn't you give the FBI or the police the pajama description? And it didn't happen. My Shedline says, why such a lapse between when she was last seen reported? A lot of times, like in that case study that I scream about, it's because usually parents know what happened. They already know. But the longer of time that they don't report to 911, it's not even about being guilty or not. It's about the evidence. The longer you have time to either cover it up or whatever, that's the case. Sorry, there was a call from Discord. My bad. So here's what I'm going to go ahead and jump into while I'm looking for this footage. I'm going to remind you that in the case study, it's usually the bio parent who falsely abducts or excuse me, reports the child as missing falsely and typically harms the child to the point of no return, if you catch what I'm saying. All right. Which is obviously horrible, but that's just the truth of it. And we have to keep that in mind. They did say that she was hindering the investigation, meaning the mother was intentionally hindering the investigation because she didn't report her. Could you imagine? Like if one of my family members did that, we're throwing hands until you tell me where that baby is. We're throwing hands. Take me to jail. Maybe verbal hands, I don't know. But you're going to tell me where that baby is. No matter how old she is, it doesn't matter. And it's just very strange that, usually these babies go missing when they're 2 to 5. She's 11 years old. So it's just it took a different turn than recently. So anyway, I found the footage of the last footage of Madalina. One sec. These ads are getting ridiculous. Like, can we just freaking watch the news, please, without irrelevant ads? I'd really appreciate it. Y'all can make money somewhere else. By the way, we have a snow
video
in
has been
Texas
released
right
from
now.
the search for an 11-year-old North Carolina girl.
She's been missing since before Thanksgiving, but her parents didn't report it. ABC.
Sorry to freeze your face like this, girl. I'm having internet issues. Mr. Eve, why did we get this high-speed internet? For what?
Lionel Moise has the latest on the investigation.
Last night. Tonight, a North Carolina community came together holding a vigil for missing 11-year-old Madalina Cojocari.
We want to pray for her. We want to keep everything positive.
As the Cornelius Police Department releases new video of what investigators say is the last time they can confirm Madalina was seen in public. The short clip from November 21st shows her getting off the school bus heading home. It's the last day she was at school, but she was not reported missing until more than 3 weeks later on December 15th. Police say her school tried contacting her family, eventually sending a counselor and resource officer to their home December 12th. 2 days later, on the 14th, police say Madalina's mother, Diana Cojocari, told a counselor she would bring Madalina with her the following day. But court documents say she arrived without her daughter and then told them that Madalina had been missing since November 23rd. The 23rd would have been 2 days after she was seen getting off the bus.
I was shocked. I was completely shocked.
An arrest sheet shows Madalina's stepfather, Christopher Palmer, told police the last time he saw her was on November 16th. When officers asked Diana why she did not report Madalina missing earlier, she said she was worried it might start a conflict between her and Christopher. Both have been arrested for failure to report the disappearance of a child.
You can play one parent off the other parent. So I don't know a whole lot about these two parents, but you can very easily test their or at least what they are reporting as the circumstances of her being missing and compare the two. So obviously they're going to separate the two and really, really grill them if they have not invoked their right to counsel.
Lionel Moise, ABC News, New York.
She's beautiful. All right, so y'all saw the footage of her walking off the bus. Crystal in chat actually noticed that she had really greasy hair. And I noticed that too. I noticed that, like, I didn't at first, but then when I looked in to the photo, the video, she doesn't look like she, was taking care of herself very well. Maybe that was just because she was, we don't know. I'm not going to speculate on that, but it just looked like she didn't shower, at least for a few days. So that was very interesting to me. For them to have not seen her, Christopher James to have said he hadn't seen her since November 16th. That's a week prior from when she was allegedly last seen by mom. And then she didn't want to start an argument with the stepdad. So that's why she just didn't bring it up about her disappearance. He should have called police. So I don't want to, I think that they're trying to pin it against each other right now because something didn't go down right. That's what I think. What do y'all think? I mean, that just kind of makes sense to me. So here's Christopher James in his Facebook. And it just strikes me odd. He likes these like Roman statues behind him. He has a lot of like kind of cultish vibes when it comes to like the government and leave the children alone. And that's ironic. It's like, well, okay, don't leave them alone completely and not report them missing. Like, that's not what you meant, right? I mean, he would just ramble on. And then she would also ramble in like her lives back in 2020. Most of them were in her language, but the one that I found that was in English was just, sometimes violence is the answer. And you're like, oh, shit. Oh, where's my beep beep? Oh, that ain't good. When she's saying violence is sometimes good, you're like, well, here we go. Mental illness or something, because that ain't right. It's just making you wonder where her mindset was even 2 years ago, right? A year ago. Mr. E, the 23rd of November, he said he came back on the 26th. Yes, so he left, allegedly, to go to Michigan, where he's from, to go pick up some things. I mean, wasn't that Thanksgiving, though? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Why are you going to head out and throw deuces on Thanksgiving? That's weird. Did they have a fight? I think that's where I saw, something where they had a fight. The district attorney, when they got arrested, which was on December uh, 16th in the wee hours of the morning to the 17th. They both got arrested, and the DA actually increased the mother's bail from 150 to 250,000 or something like that. His was posted at 200,000, and the judge agreed to bump her bail up because of the unfortunate bullshit that she was spewing to them. And so I'm glad that they agreed to that. Now let's look at the note that the family left. All right. And if you're not following very well on the timeline stuff, I have a video that's going to post here in an hour to give kind of you can go find it anywhere else, but as a summary, it's coming. So here is what the FBI Charlotte tweeted. I think it was very recently, 9:55 a.m. today. All right, about Madalina. This isn't the mother. This isn't the stepfather. This is from other family members. It says, "We as family are devastated and absolutely heartbroken to learn." This is a handwritten note. That kind of struck. We don't use computers in Word. I don't know. But that's cool. Whatever. Again, we are a family devastated and absolutely heartbroken to learn that Madalina is missing. We love her and are shocked by the circumstances. This is something no child or family should ever have to endure. Our family is doing everything we know to do to support the efforts to find Madalina and bring her home. We are and continue to have hope and positivity in this difficult time and pray that she is found safe very soon. We know and greatly appreciate that the local, state, national, and online communities have come together to share flyers and offer positive support, hold prayer vigils, support law enforcement, and are doing everything possible to find and bring Madalina safely home. We are also appreciative of all the efforts, endless hours, and boots on the ground of the local, state, and federal law enforcement agencies involved with the same goal. Page 2. Madalina is a beautiful, smart, kind, and loving 11-year-old girl with greatness in her future. We are desperate to find her right now. She needs all of our help. We asked for your continued positive support in sharing far and wide the posters and pictures of Madalina. Each and every share may be one step closer to finding her. If you believe you've seen Madalina or have any information related to her whereabouts, please contact your local law enforcement agency or the Cornelius, North Carolina Police Department or the FBI, whoever you need to, and come forward with this information. Anything may help. Our family would like to express sincere gratitude to each and every one of you for your support, and will continue to do everything we know and learn to do for Madalina's safe return home. Blessings. Again, this is from FBI Charlotte that released this. And it says, "We want to share this personal handwritten message. Please read it and put yourself in their shoes." Totally. They ask for your positive thoughts, continued support, and information to help find Madalina, #find Madalina. And then call that number for any information that you may have to find her. So I'm going to tell you, this is how that family can get the biggest support that they can ever get to help. Talk, if they can, talk to those two. Diana, the mother of Madalina, and that stepfather. And his family needs to talk to him too, or through his attorneys, because they know. They know. There's no reason to not report your child missing. There is no reason to, leave for a certain amount of time and come back and not question where this child was, call on the phone. I mean, this is just so abnormal. It's ridiculous. And I'm not saying go, burn the damn house down over there or anything. I'm just saying, like, that's where your ticket is. So how do we do that? Get the family on their ass, because the family is the only one that could probably convince them to come forward. And the longer they wait and drag it out, the longer, evidence may end up changing, right? Or not ever being found. We don't know. But they know. They had 22 days, Crystal, yep, to figure it out. So yeah, Mr. Eve, the guy that I showed you earlier, Christopher James is the stepdad, not the real dad. They're from Moldova. The mother, Diana. She's from Moldova. She was actually in a weight loss program, but it was a show. So weird. Kind of seeing like, I don't know, her speaking in a different language and like losing all this weight that she blamed on Madalina, by the way. She straight up said it was because I had a baby and I haven't been able to get it off since. It's not the baby. I know, look, I still haven't lost my baby weight, but you know why? Because my ass hadn't lost it and went to the gym. Wasn't that baby's fault? Wasn't little Eve's fault? Kind of a little bit, but it's my fault for not getting rid of it. Or getting help to get rid of it. It was just odd. I'll try to find that real quick. But, oh, here it is. I got it. It's not in English. I just wanted to show you the proof that, we did our research on her. It didn't seem like it's too crazy. But sometimes it's good to, like, know their life. Like, what they kind of did in their past. I'll show you, the video and like where she is in the video. See the Diana Cojocari right here?
Următoarea participantă, Diana Cojocari, instructor Olga Krasneanskaya, filiala Star Studio. Felicitări! Felicitări!
Sunt Diana Cojocari, am 22
I'll turn it down. Sorry.
kilograme. La 22 de ani am
That's her.
fost căsătorită, dar
gorgeous.
Am divorțat. Apoi a urmat un concubinaj din care am rămas cu un copil de 3 ani.
So she's just explaining her story, right?
Nici această relație.
So blah, blah, blah. She loses weight. And it kind of, goes through all that, what she did. And voila. Beautiful, right? And I think that that's probably where Christopher James comes into play because he met her in Moldova on a trip. And then that's where they met. And then she moved back home with him in North Carolina. I think it was Michigan first and then North Carolina. So that was very interesting. That's probably where he saw her, right? Oh, Mr. E, thank you. So, okay, a little bit of background. Christopher James, I ain't got nothing except for crazy rantings on Facebook. And unfortunately, in this country, you are free to do so and yap away with cultist craziness. And that's all I got on him. Let's see. There are some family members rather that I don't want to put on blast right now. But they kind of have the same similar, protect the children at all costs, veterans and COVID and things need to change. Kind of that weird, extreme, scary, cultish thing that I see on Facebook a lot. We all do, right? We all know what we're talking about. So yeah, that is what's going on with this case. Now, again, I want to remind you guys, they gave a description of the clothing down to the shoes of this girl as she was going to bed. She was supposed to be in bed the last time her mother saw her. But she gave the description of when she got off the bus that day. All right. Which was November 22nd. That was her last day of school. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me fix that. November 22nd, Madalina attended her last day of the classes at Bailey Middle School before Thanksgiving break. And then on November 23rd, she was last seen at 10 p.m. 10 p.m. She should have her jammies on. She should have a shower, right? So I don't understand why they're given the description of the day before. The day before. When she was on the bus that y'all saw. So what's up with that? Hey, Sassafras. Yeah, where's her damn PJs? Me and Crystal were sitting there on Discord going, where's her? Why didn't she give a description of some jammies? And why are they leaving, you know, around, or the stepfather rather, why is he leaving to go to Michigan during Thanksgiving break? Makes no sense. So December 14th, her family told a school resource officer that where she went that she was missing. But basically she got caught because they had come to her house. They had asked her, "Okay, you didn't, what are we doing here?" And then she said, I'll bring her to school tomorrow and we'll get this all squared away." And she couldn't provide Madalina. So she finally broke down and said, "She's been missing for 22 days and I haven't reported her missing." So then that school resource officer, I'm sure, called police or conversated with the school where the police was called. So December 15th, the next day, police and the FBI and the SBI, State Bureau of Investigation there in North Carolina, began the search and investigation. And then everybody is alerted about Madalina's disappearance. Again, 11 years old, missing from Cornelius, North Carolina. On December 17th, Diana, the mother, and her stepfather, Christopher James, or Paul Meter, are arrested for failure to report the disappearance, right? Then on the 19th, they expand the search for Madalina at Lake Cornelius, aka Lake Norman, which is, 9 to 12 minutes away. So that's a lot of time. And I'm afraid of that because, after the first 72 hours, it's like you have a lot of time to cover your ass, even if it doesn't make sense, which they're doing a horrible job, these two. God, let's just look at the map really quickly on how far it is from North Carolina to Michigan, because that's a lot of places to put a child. Sorry, I was reading that. It's the last update that I saw. Whoops. Yep, and police said she was hindering the investigation for not reporting her for that 22 days. Well, yeah. Their backyard is weird too. They have a statue of like this Roman god with a child on the corner of this like shoulder. I can't make any sense of it. I guess like Romanian style country, or that kind of culture. Do they worship those? I don't know. I haven't looked into it enough to know to make a judgment. But he's from Michigan. So 3 hours to where he's from. Oh, okay. Really? I thought Michigan would be way farther, but we'll just put Michigan. We'll put Lansing because I think I saw Lansing on his address report. And yes, I looked up his address. Y'all don't come for me. That's what sleuths do. It's legal. Public knowledge. Well, so, okay, from Lansing, it's 10 hours. Wow. I thought he was from Lansing. I saw like 3 addresses that are from Lansing. There's no way. It's 3 hours, girl. I don't know. But look how, let's just say they're from Lansing, which I do know that he had at least lived in Lansing and his family, there's family in Lansing. That's a long way. A lot of land to cover to potentially give Madalina to somebody or hide her out or whatever. That's a long way. Why does Google lie to me, Crystal? Girl, I know. It's a long way. She could be anywhere in this little span. And hell, that could be a diversion. Maybe he didn't go to Lansing. Maybe he went left or up to New York. Who knows? This is very, very troublesome. He could have gone to Florida. Hopefully they'll do, pings. But that's very scary, guys. I'm really worried about this. There was a neighbor who was concerned, not before she went missing, but during the investigation, and the neighbor did some snapshots of like the backyard and the home, outside of the home. Um, the neighbors say that they have not seen her since Halloween, like seen her outside since Halloween. That's kind of weird. So I'm just really worried about this. So here's some pictures of what the neighbor um, took. Hold on to your booty cheeks. This is kind of weird. It's wild. So that's not bad. But wait, that's the backyard. This neighbor, could you imagine this neighbor like in his backyard? They probably called the cops on him. Like, there's a weird guy in the bushes. But I'm glad he did it. Or it could have been a her. I don't know. But there's like a little fence area from the street. Like here's a sidewalk and the streets to the left. And that's one way to get into the backyard. Another one. Crystal, good on you for getting all this information so fast. Because now I can't find this stuff. Yep. This is kind of creepy though. This one's weird. What? It's like she put, I'm not trying to be weird, but it looks like she put something in front of that. Like some kind of voodoo, stay away from this area. Sand or whatever. Maybe some red salt. It's just weird. Now, there was allegedly a couch burned from inside the home. This is what I wanted to show you. Allegedly, there was a couch that was burned in this little pit here months ago, 2 months ago, maybe a month ago, something like that. It hasn't been confirmed by law enforcement or anything, but this is just what was posted from the neighbor, right? Yeah, Crystal did. You did go on a hunt. So I don't know. I can't see what that is. It's very blurry, but doesn't look good. Why are you, burning a couch in a very rural neighborhood? That's where they were digging, I believe. So you'll see here in a second there's a photo of an FBI agent who is walking with shovels. Here it is. Yeah, not good. Prayers for your mother, Sassafras. Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry. It's horrible. She will be in the Eve family thought. Absolutely. We will pray. So let me go to Twitter really quickly. I wanted to show you some of the video that I found of the SBI, which is the State Bureau of Investigation there in North Carolina. Some of the footage that people had caught and the news had caught. Oh, look, somebody actually posted
Of being violent.
the violent video that you're hearing. Hold on.
Wrong.
You're going to hear the mother talk about violence.
It's just a crude way of conducting life. If you say violence is bad, that means you will end up rejecting a part of yourself and you can never get rid of it. Because it will not go, it will come out in so many ways. People are very peaceful on the streets, but pretty violent at home. If they are not capable of physical violence, they are verbally violent, or they are violent in their thoughts or emotions, or so many other ways.
She sounds like she's one of those late night infomercials that's trying to sell you, like, I don't know, listen to this tape and it'll change your life forever ones from like the 2000s. Whew. Not good. Not good at all. Very worried about this little girl. And the more that you guys share this and the more that we can get her name and face out there, the better. So it looks like they had a vigil. I don't know who hosted it. I have no idea.
Her tonight. I lift up my eyes to the mountains. Where does my help come from? My help comes from the Lord, the maker of heaven and earth. He will not let your foot slip. He who watches over you will not slumber. Indeed, he who watches over Israel will neither slumber nor sleep. Slumber nor sleep.
All right. Enough of that. There is that footage of Madalina right there. Poor girl. She really does have really greasy hair. Hard to see right here, but it is. Right there. Very shiny. And she could have just been, her last class was PE. I'm not trying to start anything crazy. It's just, it really is greasy. It's just something I noticed. Trying to find that video. Hold on. It's weird that the FBI was like, put yourself in their shoes. Usually they are not one to say stuff like that. But they're trying to, defend the family members that are not actually involved, or I guess we don't know yet. Sorry, search for. Very strange. This entire case has been so strange. I don't understand. Whoa. A person that knows this neighbor that lives in Madalina's neighborhood stated that the FBI continued to search for her. Love how diligent they are. But look at this message I just found. The FBI just searched my house with permission looking for Madalina Cojocari, the little girl that's missing. They are going around every house asking questions and searching for her. This story is so sad, and reading about how court went with the parents this morning just makes it worse. Wow. Well, at least they're doing their job. That's great. You should go to every door. But they don't want people searching. I know that. Absolutely do not want anyone searching for her. They just want to share her information. Jonathan Lowe is the reporter who posted the video. Thank you, Crystal. You're so on it. That's who I was looking for, Jonathan Lowe. That's exactly who I was looking for. I just didn't know it until you told me. It's been hard around here, guys. Lots going on. And it's cold. It's 13 degrees in Texas. That's like Antarctica for us. There we go. All right, let's watch this and then I'm going to wrap it up. It looks like they were taking some items out of the room and bagging it. Ooh, I hate seeing that. Shannon, I don't think so. Because they were calling her. It's a lot of people. Because, the FBI has so many different things that they're testing, like different people who test for different things, DNA and other things. So I just want to know about that couch being burned. And why would you burn a couch there? It's so weird. I don't get that. Is there anything else? Yeah, somebody said on Twitter yesterday that they were there for half the damn day. Crazy. All right, guys, that's really all I have. A video is coming out, and I'm going to add a few things now. Here in about an hour to kind of give the nitty gritty of everything. As soon as there's any updates, I'm going to just start throwing them out onto videos so that you guys can share it because we need to find this little girl. It's been way too long. It's about to be the first of the year, Christmas and the first of the year. The longer, this takes to find her, the colder it gets. It's not going to be any easier. So please share. And thank you for being here with me. Again, we need to find Madalina Cojocari from Cornelius, North Carolina. It doesn't matter what state you're from, but if you're from Virginia, North Carolina, Michigan, specifically, if you've seen her, please contact your local police department. We need to find her. All right, guys, as you know, I say, drink your water, hug yourself, your babies, your fur babies, your grandbabies. Merry Christmas to everyone. If I don't go live beforehand, I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful holiday. Much love to you guys and your family, and I'll see you on the next live. Bye.